Oh, I didn't see you there. I didn't see you there. Sorry, I was sweeping up the Falcon shit. I was sweeping them up. I had to get it off my floor. I'm sweeping Falcon shit up. Uh, you know, putting it in the trash where it fucking belongs. Yeah. Yeah. I know. Hey, listen, you know, sometimes we just got to do what we got to do, chat. Sometimes we just got to do what we got to do. I had to get that broom. I had to get the broom, man. I had to get the broom. Mm. Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm. I tell you what, chat. I tell you what. Can't say that I told you so because I didn't tell you so. Can't say I told you so, but well, while we let some people straggle on in, this is brought to you by Voodoo Ranger. Yep. That's a W. That is a W, chat. Listen, man, not gonna lie. Did I pick us to lose this game? Yeah. I did. Okay. I did. Like how like it was like you can't tell me 90% over 90% of the Carolina Panthers nation picked the Falcons to win this game. I guarantee you there wasn't a lot of people out there that picked them to win this game. Okay? I was probably in that 90 percentile that picked against us to win this game. Because we've been such a team of Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. You don't know what you're getting week in and week out with this team. It's like it's the Rico Dowdle show, and Bryce Young's throwing 168 yards, which what he was averaging before this game. The deep ball was non-existent. The explosive plays weren't there. The Saints basically put the blueprint out there for everybody to see on displays and expose this offense the week before this game. And Bryce Young goes out there and has 4 to 5, maybe even more than that explosive plays. We're bottom tier in the NFL in explosive plays. And just goes out there and wins and throws for 448 yards and 3 touchdowns. Now, to win this game, none of you could have expected that Bryce Young was going to throw for 448 yards and 3 touchdowns. I guarantee you, and I don't want to hear it from anybody in this chat that said, Clay, I told you so. I told you so. He's the guy. He's the guy. Oh, my God. Save me the bullshit. Listen, I'm going to dive into it. I'm going to give you all my takeaways from this game. We're even going to talk about Bryce Young. Okay? Of course, we're going to talk about everything, chat. All right? Because we should. And shout out to everybody that joined the live stream earlier today. Appreciate y'all coming through. It was an absolute roller coaster. It was a great live stream. And shout out to everybody in the chat that did join that. Shout out to everybody that's in here right now. I'm all done sweeping up my Falcon shit, but we're gonna hold this. All right, this is gonna hang around with me. We're gonna put this right, We're gonna put this right chill. There we go. Yep, there we go. We got the broomstick with us. Hold on. We're gonna have this broomstick's gonna be on this live this whole game. You know what? I don't even care. I don't even care. I don't even care. Guys, make sure you share out the live. I would greatly appreciate it. I would greatly appreciate it. You share out the live. Actually, I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna do it right now. What's up, Mr. Clean? Yo, Clay, what up? Mr. I am RVRE. I am RVD. Nah, that's what your real name should be. But I am RVD. I got to share this live out, chat. Give me a second. Give me a second, chat. We got to share the live. We got to share this live. All right, hold on. I got to put the broomstick down. We got to put the broomstick. I'm gonna get the broomstick back up, but I got to put it down for a second. Just for a second. Great game by the boys today. Believe says 11, 20 plus explosive plays today. That's crazy, man. We were bottom tier in the league. 11 explosive plays today. I wonder where that's going to put us now, chat. I'm interested to see where that puts us now. Right? He had 42 fantasy points today. Jesus. 42 points. I think Tedero McMillan got me. I think Tedero got T-Mac got me. He got me like 33. I think he got me like 33 today. So not a bad day's work for my fantasy team today. Definitely gonna win. I'm definitely gonna win in my league today because of Tedero McMillan. Well, also I had Bijan in my league as well, and I had T Higgins, who all those guys went off today. So, not gonna lie, I had Bijan, so can't lie there about that, chat. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is. It is what it is. He fell to me in my league. You know what I'm saying? Like, we just gonna do our thing. You know what I mean? But I did not have Bryce in my fantasy. Princely Mommy Allen announced that he had an injury-free game, so shout to him, by the way. All right, I'm sharing out the live chat. I'm finishing it up. Sorry. We're going to dive into this game real quick. We're definitely going to dive into this game. And we're probably going to harp on Bryce a little bit. But cheers to everybody in the chat. I got me a nice cold one for the W today. Just one cold one. Just one cold one. Because this cold one right here is like 9.5%. So well, that's all we need. That's all we need, chat. That's all we need. All right, hold on. I'm about to share the live on Twitch as well. All right, we're getting it. We're getting it all shared out. Sorry, chat. Sorry, chat. All right. I'm putting ESPN over here because we're going to use the ESPN. Shane McDowell said, fuck the Falcons. Keep pounding, baby. Absolutely. Love that we swept them. Oh, yeah. Hold on. Uh-huh. Yeah, we're going to put this right here. Yeah, we're going to put that right there. There we go. Got my broom. Got my broom, man. Say what's up to the broom, cuz. Man, all right, let's get into this. Enough of the shenanigans. Y'all didn't come here to watch me just talk about a damn broom. All right. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Yeah, and let's just break this game down, bro. Let's break it down. All right. So first things first. I want to make something clear to you guys. I want to make something clear to you guys that first things first. At this point, Bryce Young might as well. Bryce Young might as well. Crazy, man. Bryce Young might as well own a damn timeshare in Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Let's just be honest. He should own a timeshare. Okay. For the second straight year, we have this team has walked to Atlanta, played into what felt like a Hollywood reboot of last season chaos, because that's what it felt like. And the same stadium, same insanity, same quarterback ripping the Falcons' hearts in overtime. Last season, Young delivered, many called his best performance against them last year at the end of the season, if everybody remembers correctly, the 5-touchdown game. This year, he topped it again in the same building, and at this point, he might as well ask Falcons to forward his mail there. Forward his mail there, okay? Because let me tell you something, chat. Let me tell you something, chat. To make the moment even sweeter, okay? This win officially completes a season sweep of the Atlanta Falcons. For the first time, we have pulled that off since 2013. 30-27 overtime thriller. Massive comeback. We were down 14 points at one point. A career day from Bryce Young. A defense that somehow dragged itself together in the second half. And after looking completely lost out of the gate, let's just break down this beautiful game. All right. Let's just talk about Bryce Young. That's going to be the first thing first, man. Let's just talk about Bryce real quick. All right. I'm going to pull him up real fast. He's almost at 2,000 yards now on the season. But there's his stats right there, chat. As you can see below there. 75 QBR rating. He had 120. Well, that's his. I think his 75 QBR rating is overall in away games. Okay. 68.9 completion percentage was in this game. 448 yards. Franchise record. Broke Cam Newton's franchise record. I was going to wear the Bryce Young jersey, but I felt like keeping him back there. I just felt like keeping him back there today. So we went to JC Horn tonight, by the way. 3 touchdowns. His longest pass in this game was 54 yards. Had 11 plus explosive plays in this game and 123.2 rating. So how did he get it done? Because the question all week was, could Bryce Young get it done? Right? Because of that brutal outing against the New Orleans Saints. You know, Bryce was under fire. I was giving him a lot of fire. I was questioning whether he had what it takes to lead this team, and where they were going to go. Right. The performance against the Saints was flat. It was indecisive. It was just, it left me as fans, and you guys probably as fans as well in the media, wondering if his development was stalling because it was bad. But for week 11, that taught us anything is Bryce Young has the mental toughness to shrug off the noise. He can play through pain. He can deliver big time throws when it matters the most. First things first, I take from Bryce Young's performance is it's just the injury scared had everyone holding their breath, because in the first quarter, the panic set in. Like, Bryce Young saw the nickel corner, Billy Bowman coming off the blitz. He signaled to his offensive line, but the message didn't get through to, obviously, Chandler Zavala, who ended up double teaming a defensive tackle, should have checked off the defensive tackle, went to Billy Bowman. And Bowman just barreled in, delivered a brutal hit that left Young on the turf, grimacing. And then we immediately listed him as questionable with the ankle issue. And then we all began, and even in the live stream, was what began like wondering and mentally preparing, right, for the inevitable. Chat, like that's what we did. We mentally prepared for the inevitable. I'm going to put the chat bigger tonight. All right. I'm going to make it, we'll make it wider. That way you can, we'll go with regular and medium. How about that? Michael Reaper, 12 letters, 2 words. But keep pounding. Absolutely. I know you're going with that, Michael Reaper. I know you're going with that, my guy. Shout out to Jay Uso. But given that Young already missed his time this season with that high ankle sprain against the Jets, that was the concern, right? That was the real concern. The worst case scenario never materialized. Bryce came running out of that locker room. We weren't sure if he was going to play. Then he comes out ready to play. Didn't miss a snap. He was clearly feeling it at times. He moved through the pocket well. Never really let it slow him down. And later in the game, man, the ankle flared up again. Critical 4th down. He buckled, went down, and it did stop him from finishing one of the most heroic performances of his career. I got to give him kudos. I'm going to give him his flowers, man. Again, the explosive plays came to life, man. That was the biggest knocks I was given to Bryce Young all after that Saints game, right? Was his inability to, or maybe his hesitance to stretch the field, or maybe it was Dave Canales that was babying him, right? The week 10 felt conservative. It felt predictable. It felt frustrating, right? Some of the blame, man, some of that blame, bro, has to go to Dave Canales for not giving Young the green light sometimes. Okay. But this game though, Canales let him off the leash. I think that was the biggest thing that we saw. And Young made the most of it. He was aggressive. He was creative. He was willing to push the ball down the field. Deep strikes to Tedero McMillan, Xavier Legette, Jalen Coker weren't just accurate. They were daring. Right? So, again, I know I was knocking on Bryce after that game against the Saints. But I'm still very hesitant of Bryce. I mean, even after this day. But some of the blame, I think, that for that performance against the Saints has to go from Dave Canales babysitting Bryce Young, right? But also Bryce Young's got to execute the plays that are called. Okay. I did see that, Shane. He did, and it's funny because Shane's right. If you go watch the post-game locker room speech where Canales admitted he has messed some things up sometimes. He admitted to it. Even in front of all the guys, he admitted to it. And it's funny. It's funny that you said that because I saw that. And you're right, man. And you're right. It's crazy that you say that. It's so true. Tarrant says, no, number 1 pass defense. Bryce said, hold my Capri Sun. Hold my beer. That's what I would have told him. Hold my beer, motherfucker. Oh, yeah. Did he really babysit, though? Bryce just missed open guys often. 2. Oh, Big Al, I wasn't done speaking. Big fella, because I was going to say the same thing. I was going to say, I think I think some of the blame, bro, definitely goes to Dave Canales babysitting. But yes, Bryce missed some guys. Bryce looked like a one-read quarterback. Bryce was forcing throws to Tedero McMillan against the Saints. He was out of rhythm and his timing was off. And yes, Big Al, you are absolutely correct, my friend. It wasn't just on Dave Canales. Now, did Dave Canales babysit him? Absolutely, because this game proves that he did, because he gave him the green light. You saw the aggressiveness. You saw the creativity. You saw the willing to push the ball down the field. You saw the deep strikes to Tre'von McMillan, Xavier Legette, Jalen Coker. And it weren't just accurate, they were daring. And another thing is we saw a lot more yak plays. Okay, y'all, again, guys, yak, when I say yak, means yards after the catch for some of you that may not know. Okay, all right. The receivers delivered on their end with some tough catches as well. When we look at the stat sheet and stuff like that, we go back and watch this game. That required concentration and courage. This is exactly what Carolina needs if defenses start loading up the box to stop Rico Dowdle. The blueprint the Saints gave is a very good one, right? But when Young is allowed to push the ball and attack the field vertically, this offense becomes more dangerous, chat. It becomes more dangerous. So, and Bryce had a rock solid first half, even though we were down 21-10. I mean, you go look at his first half stats. It was like 70. Actually, I'm looking at it right now. I can't pull them up for you guys, but it's 73.3%. 130 yards, 1 touchdown, and sacked twice. He was actually sacked 5 times total in this game. And not every throw in this game, I'll be honest with you guys, was perfect, but Young was decisive. He was very accurate, navigating the pocket effectively, even as the run game sputtered, right? This is exactly the kind of performance that the Panthers need more of, especially on the road, under pressure and against divisional opponents. But Bryce Young went off in this game. I mean, again, this kid's career has been filled with adversity, criticism. I'm giving him a lot of criticism. Expectations. You're the number 1 overall pick. You're going to have expectations. Injuries. That's going to come with the game. High pressure moments. Well, he's had 10 comeback wins in his career. Ghost Rift, you might be right on that one. But the experience, and that experience has paid off for him. I think him as the quarterback, here's the thing with him, the Panthers have at quarterback with him is that he refuses to wilt under pressure. Okay. Who keeps his cool no matter how chaotic things get. Against the Falcons, the poise was full on display. The outside noise, questions about his long-term potential, second guessing by the media and myself. A tough week through week 10 is in the rear view. Didn't affect him. He stayed focused. He read defense efficiently in this game. He made the right decisions when it count. And part of that might be his history against Atlanta. We've seen that. We know what Bryce is, their daddy. Okay. Bryce Young is Atlanta's daddy. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. Bryce is 4-2 against the Falcons, man. He owns them. Okay. At this point. Okay. Now, Young has had some of his best games versus the Falcons. Week 18 last year. Now this week 11 this year. So the familiarity seems to give him a mental edge where whatever the reason is against Atlanta, but Bryce was locked in and the offense thrived. But see, here's the thing. If there is one thing Bryce is proving over and over again is that he thrives in the clutch moments. I mean, we can't deny the 10 comeback wins of his career. We can't deny that. And Carolina hung around just enough to give him a chance to deliver a game-winning drive. He did exactly that. The ankle issue and all, after a near miss on a touchdown due to Rico Dowdle, stepping out of bounds. Young created magic. He maneuvered off structure. He found Tre'von McMillan wide open in the end zone. He followed it with a perfect strike to Jalen Coker for that 2-point conversion. Then he took us to overtime. and it executed with ice in his vein. The result was a win to sweep Atlanta, a confident bounce back from week 10, and a reminder to everyone that Bryce Young might be built for these moments, right? Like this. The kid is clutch. I gotta give him credit. And I don't think you can argue that point when he's had 10 comeback wins in his career. You know, Bryce came into this game, at least for me, and I don't know how much more. He had a lot to prove to me today. He had a lot. Like, my criticism was loud. My expectations were very high. And his body fought this time. And he delivered. Again, he showed poise, the creativity, and the guts at every turning point in this game. If this is the Bryce Young that we're going to get for the future, we won't be screwed. Like I said in my last short. But can he get consistent? Can he be consistent? You know, that's the question. That is the question. I don't need him to go out here and have a 448-yard performance. I don't need him to have a 448-yard performance. That's not what I'm asking. That's not what the consistency I'm asking. The consistency that I'm asking is for him to deliver when deliver is needed, to continue to show poise, to show the creativeness, show the gut, show the heart, push the ball down the field, right? Okay. I need to see that consistently. I don't need him to go out there and throw for 448 yards. I just need out of my quarterback a good guy who can throw for 200 plus yards and at least 2 to 3 touchdowns a game. Or I guess what is the average quarterback? 2 touchdowns a game? Okay, 2 touchdowns a game. 200 plus yards, and give me at least a touchdown or 2 a game. At least. Because you got to show, I mean, the consistency's got to be there. But again, the fundamentals has got to be there. The footwork's got to be there. The timing's got to be there. The rhythm's got to be there. He's got to start. I want to see him start trusting his offensive line more. I want to see him start trusting his wide receivers more. I want to see Dave Canales not babysit him and hold his hand anymore. That's what I want to see. But when the run game's not going, I need Bryce Young to step up. And when the run game is going, I still need Bryce Young to step up because I don't want to have to rely on Rico Dowdle and Chuba Hubbard. I think that's the reason why Rico Dowdle, we're not seeing the explosive plays from him because I don't think he's 100%. Because the first 10 weeks of the season, we're 5-5, is because of Rico Dowdle. The 5 wins that we have out of the last 8 games is because of Rico Dowdle. It's not because of Bryce. Rico has carried this team. The 5 wins out of the last 8 is because of Rico. This game was up because of Bryce Young, but that is 1 out of how many games that we can say that Bryce won? 1 out of 11, to be honest. So again, if this Bryce can get consistent, right, there is some reason for us to be a lot more optimistic, right? If this is the Bryce Young we're going to get going for consistently, he's also not just a quarterback, he's a game changer. He's a clutch performer. And if he continues to be consistent and shows this type of stuff, maybe we have a leader that can be in him, as could be the franchise guy we've been searching for this whole time. But again, I am not going to name him the franchise quarterback until I see consistency. Yes, he had a great game today, and I'm going to give him his flowers, which I just did. But at the end of the day, okay, I have to see this consistently. Okay? Consistently. That is all I'm saying. Again, there is something poetic about Young's two best career games coming in the same stadium, back-to-back years, both ending with him ending Atlanta's night in overtime. If this is the version of Bryce Young the Panthers are getting going forward, the Panthers are, and again, especially with the 49ers and the Rams looming, that they've got a real chance to hang with them with almost anyone. Okay. So shout out to Bryce. I'm going to give him his credit where his credit due, but that's all I got to say about Bryce. That's all I got to say about Bryce. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Appreciate everyone joining the live stream. Do me a favor. Make sure you smash that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Make sure you click that post notifications bell so you don't miss out on any new content. Let's continue. Where are we at on likes, by the way? Where are we at on likes? We're at 22 likes. There's 38 people watching. So basically 16 people are slacking. So y'all are like basically like Chandler Zavala, who I'm about to talk about right now. A bum. An absolute bum. Let me go find Chandler Zavala real quick. Because they need to get him off this team. Put Jake Curhan. This is a game that he probably wants to erase from his memory. Nobody should pile on a struggling offense for any reason. Chandler Zavala had a brutal, rough outing. You wake up at it's like you wake up at 2 a.m. thinking about it. It's rough. Like, two plays stood out to me. Number one, he failed to pick up that blitz when Bryce literally signaled to him pre-snap, which led to Young's ankle getting absolutely wrecked again. On 4th and 1 with the game hanging in the balance, he stepped on Bryce Young's foot and causing him to fall and kill the play before it even started. And our offensive line depth, I think, is there. I just don't think Chandler Zavala should be part of the starting lineup. He should be on the bench. Corbett should be at right guard. Jake Curhan has stepped in and looked better than Chandler Zavala. Just saying. Just saying. Go look at the PFF grades of Chandler Zavala and Austin Corbett. It's not even close, chat. It is not even close. It's not. It's not. It's not even close. All right, let's go. Let's look at this right here. Let's look at the Carolina Panthers defense. I don't want to look at their defense. I was trying to see if I could get it just where it's just the hours, but okay. So here's the Panthers defensive stats. First things first, I want to talk about a Jiro Evero's scheme, the zone scheme, coverage scheme. Evero is a smart coach. I think he's a very good defensive mind. I think he has it in him. But this game, his zone coverage plan looked like something you scribble on a napkin at 2 a.m. and you forget you wrote that note on that napkin. It's a particularly a baffling moment, right? When like your rookie edge rusher Princely McMillan is dropping into zone coverage again on Drake London. A defensive end trying to handle Drake London in space. It went about as well as you expected. And Atlanta and those receivers in Atlanta lived in soft spots of our Carolina zone defense. And Michael Penix picked them apart early. The adjustments eventually came, but my goodness. Defense overall, I ain't gonna lie, man. Not gonna lie about this defense, chat. It's just kind of interesting though that Bryce Young goes off and our defense kind of stunk. I mean, I'm just being honest. Like, outside of a few random stops, Atlanta did whatever the hell they wanted, man. They did. Like Bijan broke tackles. Like we were ghosts. Drake London had more space than a backyard barbecue. Tackling was rough. Coverage was rougher. The first touchdown drive was a low, light reel of missed tackles and blown assignment. Things got better in the second half for sure because we held them to only 6 points. But part of that was because Penix left the game, and then we just controlled the ball more. And when it mattered most, they let Kirk Cousins tie it up, which wasn't ideal. And also, the penalties were a punch to the gut, man. Were the absolute punch in the gut. Like, look, Carolina's coaching staff has made progress this year, but the penalties in the first half were ridiculous. They are painful to watch. Every time the defense actually forced a negative play, someone grabbed a face mask or committed to a dumb hold. Offensively, the miscues killed the momentum repeatedly. Now, to their credit, the staff cleared things up at halftime, but man, those early mistakes hurt for sure. But then let's talk about Tre'von McMillan. Talk about a career day for the rookie. 8 catches. Right, he had 8 catches. He had 8 catches, 130 yards, 2 touchdowns, averaging around 16.3 yards per catch. So shout out to him, man. Even on plays where he and Young didn't really connect, it looked a hell of a lot. It took a hell of a defensive effort from Atlanta to really stop McMillan. I mean, McMillan, the route running, the toughness, the yards after the catch. Yes, his hands, which have betrayed him before, were all on point in this game, by the way. The Falcons DBs looked genuinely confused at times about how to cover him. And AJ Terrell got cooked multiple times for a guy that's supposed to be one of the top 5 in the NFL, by the way. Which we've heard about multiple times from Atlanta fans. They'll defend AJ Terrell until they die in that grave. But let's talk about the run game real quick while we're looking at it. Like, the run game was bad. Like, it was bad. Like, I know that we won this game, chat, and I'm pointing out things that but these are things that we got to work on, man. We're a 6-5 team. When's the last time we won close to 6 games? Since Matt Rule? Or no, since Wilkes took over and won 7 games. Like, this O-line was getting pushed. The Falcons were clearly king on the run. They were trying to run the same game plan the Saints did. Simply couldn't find the rhythm on the ground. Rico Dowdle, 19 carries, 45 yards. Chuba Hubbard, more efficient, but barely used. Trevor Etienne glued to the sideline. Like, Dowdle was also looked like he might be feeling the effects of his increased workload. I'm telling you, especially with that lingering quad issue, I think he's not 100%, and that's a big issue. Clay, you were right about the Zavala. He almost cost the farm. That's what I'm fucking saying, man. Like, why are we putting this guy in there? Like, I put out a short like Saturday night talking about it. It just blows my mind, man. That's gonna cut. Like, that's one of the mistakes that I look at Dave Canales and I'm like, and this coaching staff, I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? When you know you got Austin Corbett, who started his career in Carolina and started out at right guard for you. Like, what the fuck are we doing? Like, make it make sense to me. I called it out before the even. I called that coaching staff out for that move on Saturday night. I posted that TikTok. And TikTok short, whatever. But again, we may need to rethink this backfield rotation. I think that Chuba Hubbard might need to get back and get some more touches till Dowdle kind of gets himself back to 100%. Because I'm telling you right now, with the workload he is getting and that lingering quad injury issue that he's been having, you might want to lean into Chuba Hubbard a little bit more. That's all I'm going to say. All right. Let's talk about Dave Canales, though, man. And I what's up, Poppin'? Appreciate you joining, man. Josh P, what's good, brother? Thank you for coming. Miss Douglas, what's up, girl? Appreciate you coming through. Another thing, man. I got to talk about Dave real quick. And Dave, hey, shout out to Dave. Who put that chat thing in the chat that admitted to it? Hold on. Thank you. There it is. This is the reason why I got to talk about Dave Canales real quick. Because if you watch the post-game locker room, there were some questionable things I need to talk about. First things first. He has made some questionable personnel calls, like starting Chandler Zavala over Austin Corbett. Like, that went over like a fart in church. Like, that's like going to a wedding and someone shitting in the punch bowl. That's about as how good that went. All right. But then starting Claudin Turles for an injury, Trevor Wallace. I'm going to tell you this. Turles flashed in the fourth quarter, but he was out of position a lot throughout this game. He did make a lot of plays. Not really his fault. It's just because he's inexperienced, because he's not a starter. But still noticeable. So we do have some depth issues. There, obviously, especially inside linebacker and alongside the offensive line. But it's not really depth issues, especially on the offensive line. Depth issues, I would say, definitely more in the inside linebacker room. But you've got the depth. You saw Jake Curhan step in very nicely when Zavala went down and Corbett had to move over to center when Cade Mays went down. Right? You've seen Corbett play at right guard. He can play better than Austin Corbett. So you've got the talent there. You've seen Josh Niesman step up at the right tackle position. You got depth on the offensive line. I don't want to hear that anymore. I'm tired of people saying that this team doesn't have depth on the offensive line. You do. Your coaching staff just needs to learn how to fucking use them. That's what it comes down to. Putting your guys in positions to be successful. And you're just putting Chandler Zavala out there to just see what he's got, I guess. Well, he stepped on your fucking quarterback's ankle and he missed a pre-snap blitz. And he also caused 2 holding calls. And he also caused probably at least 2 sacks in this game. Zavala should not touch the field the rest of the fucking season, if you have my opinion. He's a bum. Capital B-U-M, bum. Get him off my team. A waste of a draft pick. You know what Chandler Zavala looks like? Chandler Zavala looks like the fat rock from the movie with Kevin Hart. When the rock was fat, or they showed that part. Here, I'm going to find it right now. There you go. There's Chandler Zavala right there. There you go. What movie is this from? Kevin Hart made an anti-bully action movie. Yeah, no. Central Intelligence. That looking like a bum. Put that picture alongside Chandler Zavala. Oh, shit. I'm telling you right now. I make my laugh sound I make myself laugh sometimes, man. There's Chandler Zavala for you guys. Let's see if should we go back and look? Hold on. Let's go look at Chandler Zavala. Oh, shit. Okay, there's Chandler Zavala. Hold on. I see it. Y'all see it? All right, there's the rock, and that from the Central Intelligence. I kind of see it. I kind of see it. I kind of see it. Oh, God. Oh, that's too funny. That's too funny. I'm sorry. It's crazy, chat. We go look at this team now. We go look at this team. All right. And I'm going to end it. I'm going to end it on a good note, chat. I'm going to end this on a good note, even though I was making fun of Chandler Zavala, which I probably shouldn't have. It's kind of messed up, but he pissed me off today. So he deserved to get roasted. He deserved to get roasted. Oh, wow. Something's going on with ESPN. Trying to see if I can pull up the NFC division. Let's see if I can pull it up. NFC South. There we go. Standings. Yep, there it is. Hold on, I'm going to pull up the NFC South standings. Look at this team, man. This is a team that has a chance to really make some moves, man. The Buccaneers are on a 2-game winning streak, by the way. The Falcons are on a 5-game losing streak. Saints are, of course, they got that one win. They're on the bye week this week, so they got their second win against us. But we're 3-3, 3-3 at home, 3-3 on the road, or 3-2 at home. Sorry, 3-3 on the road. So back to 500 on the road. Winning record at home this season. We're 6-5. I mean, we're legitimately 1 game behind. We're not only really technically 1 game behind. Right? They did. They're 6-4. The reason why they're 6-4 is because they had an early bye week, Josh. Bucks are on a losing streak. They are. I said they are. The 2-game losing streak. The Saints have one win, are on one winning streak. Never accept anything in a victory that you wouldn't accept in a defeat. I'm glad that you're still highlighting the issues doing with it that were good. Absolutely. You have to. Dave Canales even noted that. Dave Canales even came out and noted that with this team and said, I made mistakes. So, and he's even willing to make the point out the mistakes. Why can't we? Shout out to you with that $4.99 donation, Sizzle. I greatly appreciate that. Shout out to you. Appreciate that for that $4.99. I said winning. I didn't mean to. Apologize. But again, we're a 6-5 Panthers team, so we're actually a half a game back. Technically, sorry, not a full game. We're a half a game behind the Bucks. So our upcoming schedule, you've got San Francisco, then you got the Rams, and we got the Saints, right? Let's look at this. So yeah, Monday Night Football and San Francisco home against the Rams, and then we've got our bye week in between here. Then we're in New Orleans. We're at home versus the Bucks, at home versus the Seahawks, then in Tampa Bay. So, again, this upcoming schedule is a little brutal. Yes, we still got some issues. Yes, Dave Canales has made mistakes, but he's building a team that fights. I got to give him credit there. He's building a team that is starting to make adjustments. He's built a team that doesn't quit. It's steadily improving, and for the first time in years, I can say Carolina is trending upward instead of spiraling. That alone feels like a small victory, chat. So, shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Appreciate everyone joining the live stream. I appreciate you guys, man. Shout out to everybody that came by today, joined the live stream on the channel. When we were checking out, I mean not checking out, but when we were doing the live play-by-play today. So shout out to everybody. Appreciate y'all coming through there as well. But yeah, man, that's my takeaways. Shout out to Bryce Young. Gave him his. Gave you my guys who stood out to me in this game. Guys who didn't, the issues that we could definitely need to obviously we need to fix. Because again, we're this team is by far from perfect. I don't know. It's like this team, I can't. The reason it's not like, see, that's the thing. People keep saying, well, don't pick against us. And then some people are jokingly saying, pick against us because every time I pick against them, we win. Here's the thing, man. I don't know what this team's giving me week in and week out. That's why I'm like, I try to be realistic with you guys, because I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what I'm getting time in and time every week. I don't know what I'm getting. Every week, I don't know what I'm getting. I don't know if I'm going to get a team that's going to come out here and get blown out 40-9. I don't know if I'm going to get a team that's going to come out here like they did against Atlanta and win a close game. I don't know if I'm going to. I don't know if I'm going to get a team that's going to lose this game by 1 point. I don't know what I'm getting every single time, every single week. You just don't know. It's so hard to predict the Carolina Panthers because they are the perfect example of Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde when it comes to NFL teams. And again, there are still some clear issues with this team. They're by far from perfect. Bryce Young had a hell of a day today. Can we continue to see some consistency going forward? And can this defense start getting pressure after the quarterback That's another question there too as well. There's a lot of questions, but there's a lot of good. There's a lot of bad. Again, you just got to take the good with the bad, I guess. So, it is what it is at the end of the day. You know, it's like I said, man, it's like I was so ready to bury Bryce Young beneath like 6 feet of criticism. But for him to gut through this injury, the pressure, the adversity to deliver one of his best performances of career on one ankle, something about Atlanta just turns him into a different player. Can I have Atlanta Bryce every week? Can I have more of that Bryce Young, please? Like, no notes. The defense had clear ups and downs in this game. Early missed tackles were awful, but they tightened up significantly in this game in the second half and absolutely benefited from Cousins stepping in. And still they contained Bijan better as the game went on. But overall, this was a strong, gutsy bounce back game for after one of the worst outings we've had in years against the Saints. The vibes were definitely immaculate. And with Monday Night Football coming next, which is great, the right at the start of Thanksgiving week, you're suddenly have something to feel pretty damn good about for sure. Again, it's just going forward, right? Can we see this consistency going forward? Like, can this team be a team that continues to battle back? Right? Because we've been waiting for this is the team that we've been waiting for. A team that can battle back, lean on Bryce Young, and make adjustments when it matters most. Again, there's still some glaring weaknesses. The O-line issues, that's more on the coaching staff putting the wrong players in the starting roles. A lack of pass rush, a run game that struggles, but that's because Rico Dowdle's dealing with a quad issue and because of the major workload that he's been now giving. And I think it's time for, like I said earlier, to give Chuba Hubbard some more of those, some more, touches. But if we can clean up some of the issues and be more consistent going forward, and Bryce Young can lead the charge and be consistent, we can really start scaring the rest of the NFC South. I'm just saying. But we've got some stuff that we still got issues, man. We still got issues. So shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Again, I appreciate everyone joining the live stream. I am going to hop off of here. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Again, do me a favor. Make sure you smash that like button. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Make sure you click that post notifications bell so you don't miss out any new content. Shout out to all you guys coming through, showing your love and support as always. I'll see you guys tomorrow. We might do some film breakdown tomorrow. I'm gonna get some stuff prepared for tonight for tomorrow. And but yeah, I'm also gonna get some shorts out here shortly. Other than that, guys, appreciate you. And as always, y'all know what to do. Keep pounding. I'm out. Peace.